And we're back.
In 2020, I played a lot of video games. You might be able to guess why I had so much free time to play them, but the two games that stood out to me the most were Nier Automata and Hades. I love Nier for its fast 3D combat, and I really loved that robot sidekick that was shooting alongside you to give you some nice long range attacks that varied really well with your normal sword attacks. I also just love the crazy storytelling in the game, the psychological themes, and the varied gameplay through the different camera placements and just the whole hacking mechanic. I of course put it up on my souped up PC, playing at 4K 60, and now with its Switch port announced, I'm gonna have to play it all over again at 1080 30 just to see all the new skins. Damn it, Yoko Taro! And the second game, Hades, is seriously like one of my favorite indie games of all time now. Let me just say, I love Zagreus. He's easily one of my favorite video game characters now. I really love the whole cast of characters, and the whole roguelike gameplay loop was really addicting. But most of all, I really liked how they implemented the story to kind of fit the roguelike gameplay loop. I'd never really seen a game do that before, kind of making a story around why you keep dying and restarting. And I really like the varied gameplay of how different the runs could be. So with those two games in mind, I set out to make my dream game. I give you Genesis Void. Title pending. Also, the logo's definitely pending. I guess the game's kind of pending right now, too. Anyway, I booted up my favorite game engine, Unity, and got to work. I made a new 3D scene. I made a simple character and an apple that will shoot projectiles around you and follows you like the bots in Automata. I then set up the top-down camera and got to work on the controls. I set WASD or the left stick to the character's movement and the arrow keys or the right stick to the apple shooting direction. And just like that, we got a game. I then also attached a whole bunch of different variables to the character to be modified as you progressed in the game. Variables like character speed, apple shoot speed, apple reload speed, and a few more I got planned. I then decided to get started on the artwork of the game. Now I'll just say I'm not super confident with my programming and game design abilities, but I think I'll manage fine with those. I think what will make or break this game is going to be the art. It's the first thing everyone sees when you look on a Steam page, and definitely what drives sales the most. I'm planning to hand draw all of the game art and make all the animations frame by frame. It's definitely going to take some time, but hopefully it'll give it a very distinct style to it. There's our main character of the game, Ibe. I also made a little test image of Ibe to put him in the game. So I swapped out the basic bean, put in this new placeholder art, and this is where we ran to our first issue. It's not super terrible, but it's definitely not as clear as I want him to look. And if he was at a lower resolution, I'm sure it would look even worse. About a year ago, I made a 72-hour Game Jam devlog, and in that, I talked about how you really have to draw thick lines for the characters to be seen. So I made a little chibi version of him with even thicker lines, and that seems to definitely look a lot better. I'm not really satisfied with either of those art pieces, so going forward, I'm gonna have to try to make something a little bit more in between those two. Just a bit more detailed than the chibi one, but not too much to make it illegible. I then added a quick dash mechanic, very similar to the one in Hades. I then decided to kind of mess with the modifiers. So basically, here's how strong the characters are going to be at the beginning of the game, and through the various runs and just kind of base level power-ups, he'll get stronger and stronger like this. That's it for this devlog. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and hope to see more of these in the future. I hope to have a bit more art done next time, and we'll talk a bit more about the story I planned for the game.